Welcome to the Alternative Products Podcast, the ultimate hub for counterculture enthusiasts and innovators. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the world of alternative products together.
All right, everybody, we're back. I'm about to answer a monster amount of questions that I get every single month. And if you don't understand, straight from the men's mouth who do this, never ask me this question again. Don't you ever ask me this question again.
AltPro Expo, the poker tournament is about to begin. If you're a buyer and you register for the poker tournament, come to the lounge in the back of the Expo for the poker tournament, which is about to begin. Again, all buyers who registered for the poker tournament.
Can we keep this in?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he'll have it.
Yeah,
he'll have it. These men do this every single day. They do it for a lot of companies. But we're not going to talk about them. We're going to talk about what they can do for you. And should you want to ask me this question again, I'm just going to start giving this video out. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and I'm going to let you get all the education that they've given me. And thank God I had the opportunity to do it. So let's go, boys. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. My name is Jack Poe. I do sales at Exodus, and we manufacture and sell a lot of alternative products that have not been seen on the market yet. We're first to market with the mushroom vape, Amanita mushroom vape, first to market with the nutmeg vape, we call it the trip sticks, and first to market with the blue lotus vape.
The nutmeg is it's got it going on.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I ain't tried the others.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna. But I'm simply saying, I'm telling you, nutmeg vape is where it's at.
It's where it's
for
at.
Me so far.
Sure.
Far, but I'm gonna try the rest.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. And so what about you, Fritz? What about you?
I'm Preston Wheeler. I'm the Chief Product Officer for Exodus and one of the owners alongside my brother Chris Wheeler. And more or less what we do is make weird shit vape that no one's thought of or knows how to.
Right. And so this is the heart of the question. That's what everybody's going to want me to go ahead and get to, and that's what we probably need to discuss the most of. But I have tested out, seen the product. We've got a video of the product. The line looks beautiful, very clean line. It looks like you're selling quite a bit of it, one way or another.
Sure.
And so let's get down to the brass tacks. I said something that found out you guys may be involved in the white labeling game, and if you're first in line with the mushroom vape, it kind of makes everybody wonder who else has got.
Once again, attention all buyers who registered for the poker tournament. It is underway in the back of the Expo in the lounge. Please make your way over there so you can participate in the.
You just can't cut it out.
Again, all buyers who registered for the poker tournament in the back of the Expo.
Are you done?
You were saying that there's other brands.
Oh yeah. So are you? Can we theorize that you all have maybe white labeled a few mushroom vapes for companies that are out there?
Sure.
I think discretion's important.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say yes or no. Because if someone comes to us, they want to white label something, unless they give us the all clear, they say, hey, shout it from the rooftops, like that's a whole back end thing. I don't want to be telling other people's business.
So company X wants to come to you and they say, hey, look, Preston, this is what I want to do. Hey, look, Jack, this is what I want to do. But I don't want anybody to ever know it's from you guys. And that's what you're just telling us. We're not talking about shit. So in the end, you're going to keep all that quiet, and you're not even going to disclose that anyway. You've got paperwork to prove it. Right.
NDAs.
That's what I'm talking about. And so I didn't know. I missed that word, by the way. I really thought somebody's going to come up with this. Thank God you did. And so your NDA, you sign all that, and from that moment on, how do they go forward?
So
what's the next step?
One of the important things too is it depends on the product they're doing, right? So for something like the Amanita vape, right, that's a little more complicated, right? Because I don't want to just give a product to someone and them kind of not understand the internals, because then I feel like I'm doing them a disservice, right? They don't know how to educate their sales team to sell it right. They don't know how to educate themselves to sell it right, and then they don't know how to educate, obviously, their shops, their end consumers, anything like that. So one of the first things we would go through is I'd make sure not only do they fully understand how it works and why it works, they understand kind of the approach to take to selling it. And from there, we would then get into, the nice thing about white labeling is we can be as hands-on or hands-off as someone wants, right? So if they come to us and they go, okay, like I don't have packaging, I don't know what device I want to use, I don't know what flavors I want, we can handle all of that. Or they can tell me, this is the device I'm putting it, this is the flavors, here's the packaging. So normally we would go and we would gauge where they're at. If they need packaging, we'll get it to our in-house designer. She'll mock up some things, we'll go through an approval process with that. Then we'll go through R&D for the flavors. And then if they don't know what device they're gonna use, we'll probably just slot it into one of our 2-gram devices.
Right. So they come into it, now they've got a pocket full of money.
Yeah.
Is there a minimum order?
Yeah, so the thing with white labeling is, for us, just getting these alt compounds into market, right? So for the customer, they can choose on the packaging, put powered by Exodus or not, that's up to them. But for us, like the whole point of white labeling more than making money is to get the exposure of those compounds, right? Because the more shops that carry that type of stuff, the more customers that end up having in their hands, the better for all 10 companies that sell an Amanita vape, because there's just not as many of us doing that as there are hemp. So for that reason, unfortunately, I guess you would say the MOQ to get into white labeling, and again, it depends on the product, is typically between $70,000 to $100,000. And then after that, we can run smaller runs. A lot of that's just the initial setup cost.
So when we're talking, so all right, you've named a number. So $70,000 to $100,000. How much are we talking about that's going to get them? What are we talking about? Are we talking about how many flavors? Are we talking about one device, or what are we talking about?
Yeah, so if it's, let's just go with the 70,000 number, right? That'll get them between 10 and 13,000 roughly units of like the 2-gram Amanita vape, right? And if they choose they want to do 5 flavors, we can split it across 5 flavors. If they want to do 1 flavor, we can do 1 flavor. It's so long as it makes sense. I would say if you're going to do 10,000, no more than 10 flavors. But it's just honestly what they want to do. We'll do our best to find a way to work with them.
So, and of course, you know, before they say, before you stick your hand out, okay, give me 70 G's.
Yeah.
Right? Is there a process to this as they pay, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just gonna, the first call, I'm not just gonna go, hey, give me your money, right? Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to get the, I wish it worked that way. Yeah. I want to get the whole project to a point that once we collect payment, we can run all of it, right? And the unfortunate thing is because the margin for us is so thin because it's about the exposure, we do normally ask for between like a 70 to 80% deposit. That's to cover the majority of the cost of getting everything done. And then on delivery of the final product, obviously the rest of the payment.
Right, well that's not bad. I mean, you know, they got to have a little good faith too.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do it for free.
Yeah, and there's always a contract in place if for whatever reason they feel like we really burned them or screwed them over, they can come back and be like, hey, I ordered this many units, this is my expectation, this is what I got. We can credit them on it, or if they want to cancel, we can try and do our best to just get them a refund.
Right. So when they do they do all this over the phone? Do they do this email? Do they fly to you? You know, because y'all got all that tequila down there, and I'm just thinking to myself, you know, maybe this is an opportunity for me to see something weird.
Yeah, so like I said, it's as hands-on or as hands-off as they want. So if they want to come down in person, they want to visit where we're getting it manufactured, they want to sit down with me for 3 days, they can do that. Alternatively, if they live on the other side of the country and they want to just do it over phone calls and emails, that's fine too. We're pretty good at working with remote people, especially because like a lot of our staff in manufacturing isn't in office, right? Our packaging girl lives 100 miles away, our manufacturer isn't even in California. So it's really, again, it's up to them how close or how far they want to be from it. I would say if they want to do the phone call route, it is going to be, I mean, just to get to the point where like, okay, I think we're ready to go, it's going to be probably around like 5 to 8 hours of their time just to get everything set up, not to mention the time in between calls for us to get the back end pieces knocked out.
So then, I guess, you're answering it, but they're not going to understand. All right, so in your opinion, it's best if they come down and talk to you guys in person.
Yeah, I can show them devices, smell flavors.
There's only so much you can do over Zoom.
Yeah,
sure.
You know, Google Meets. There's only so much that works. You're not going to be able to taste the flavors. You're not going to be able to understand the product, how it works, and you're not going to be able to relate to them to most. You know, you'll get some of the educated, but most of them just have a pocket full of money.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to make them understand so that you can ethically help them sell this product, and then they don't feel like you got cheated, because you're always going to be to blame if they don't sell it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to do anyone a disservice.
Right. And so, you know, there's probably a build up to that too. It's not just about white labeling. You know, there's about building a brand, don't you think?
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, do you advise into all that stuff too? Do you teach them a little bit more about, you know, hey, it's not just about white labeling. you know, you're going to do this. Do you break that down for them?
Yeah, so when it comes to building a brand, I'm more than happy to give advice to anyone who wants to white label something, but the difference between white labeling and getting full assistance in starting a brand, right? White labeling, I'm just helping you for one product line, however many SKUs that may be, and pushing that out to you, right? Building a brand has so much more to it. You need to build out a sales team, right? You need systems and operations, a CRM. There's all this other stuff that goes into it that, you know, I wish I had the time, but I just don't. So where it stands right now is it's just mostly like a white labeling, right? I'll help you with the product. I'll get you to the point where you know how to educate your team to sell it, and then kind of let you run with it. I'm not opposed if someone has questions along the way they want to call. Hey, what payment processor do you use? Stuff like that. I'm more than happy to hook them up along the way.
Right. I think I talked to your payment process.
Yeah, Tony.
Today, as a matter of fact. And so I'm gonna try to start working.
AltPro Expo, one more reminder, if you're an industry buyer and you registered for the poker tournament, head underway in the back of the Expo right now in the lounge. Head that way to be a part of the poker tournament. Let's win some money. Again, all the...
Thanks. Okay.
I'd like to add something real quick. If they're having trouble with the sales side, that's my expertise. Flying across the country, visiting them and making sure that they know how to sell the product, reinforcing how we sell our product, and trying to implement the same pitches and strategies for them is my expertise. If there's a customer of ours that has an issue moving the product that they just purchased from us, then it's my job to, you know, facilitate additional sales for them, right?
Right. So, you know, when I first started, I've been in business a long time. Then you've been doing this.
Sure.
And we used to get the salespeople that would come out when believe it or not, vaporizers did start in a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember do you even know the first vaporizer?
The old box mods, or are you talking about the ones that have like dab cards?
With the fish globe over it.
Oh yeah, like the jellyfish ones?
Yeah, and it would heat you, it would heat up. And
Yeah.
It wasn't a real vaporizer.
Control your wattage.
It was fucking combustible, is
Yeah.
what it was,
Yeah.
right? But we didn't know that. We didn't know that at the time. And now that's how far we've come. But they would come in and they would show like the box mod with the tube and all this. They would teach you how it worked and show you how to break it down, show you how to clean it all up and everything. And now you just don't see people come in and say, okay, this is how we're going to sell it, boys and girls. You know, you don't even get reps to come in and do that. So if you did something like that, that's a big deal. I don't know that you do, but if you do, man, you're going out of your way. Or at least if you're Zoom phone call or your Google Meets, you know, with them, hey, this is how, you know, run a little trade, you know, thing where you teach them.
100%, and that is what we do, and we're really not even, you know, coming up with something like unique for them. What we do is we show them this is what's worked for us.
Oh, it's unique, man.
You know?
People ain't doing it.
Sure.
It's unique.
Sure. But I'm saying as far as selling the product, we tell them what worked for us, and this is how we got to where we're at. This is how we think you could get to where you want to be, you know?
Right.
It's an education-focused
I think
sale.
100%.
That's as valuable as it comes.
Yeah.
Right. So, at what point do you turn down business?
So a good example would be, right, let's say you come to me for white labeling, right? And we're in the process of getting it all done. And I know to manufacture your whole order is going to take 3 weeks. If someone else comes to me and they want to eat up on that 3 week time, it's not like a no forever, but I'm going to have to turn them away and I'm be like, listen, I have this other project, right? I hate to say it, but people who are in line before you take priority. I got to get them through. And then the other thing too is with stuff like this, it's very important that, like for Amanita, for Blue Lotus, for nutmeg, it's important that the quality of these molecules is protected, right? Because unlike hemp, not everyone gets the milk from the same cow, right? Not everyone's putting the same stuff in it. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there putting other things in there that either aren't the same quality or that are just other things and they're mislabeling it. And the last thing I want to do is work with someone who I think would tarnish the reputation of these molecules, because they do have a very different head change. They do have a lot of applications for the end consumer. And like at the end of the day, they're helping a lot of people. And I don't want, the last thing I want is a bunch of people who come in and dirty those compounds, and then all of a sudden no one can sell them even when we're doing the right thing.
Right. So if you get that feeling, that oh shit taste in your mouth, it's over.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. That's and most of my viewers understand that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they come to you and you got that negative energy with them, it's over.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
We don't want to mess with them, and we don't want them goofing up a good thing. Right, but we're not just talking about alternative products. Are we also talking about Delta 8?
This is for everything.
Anything you got, you don't care, as long as you don't have that bad vibe.
Yeah.
And they're in line.
Yeah, and the other thing too is it's like, we do our best to maintain price integrity, right, for anyone from our biggest customers to our smallest customers. And another thing I don't want to do is, obviously, if you're white labeling, you're getting a much lower price than a distributor would be paying, because you're ordering in such a large volume for such a selected unit. I don't want someone who's going to go out and ruin the market for everyone else, because at the end of the day, like, this is an industry that supports a lot of people's families, and so the way it's set up needs to stay that way.
Yes, sir. You're exactly right. And so that's very pure talk, man. That's really good talk. It's a fact. You know, a lot of guys think right now you're lip service and that. I don't believe that, man. I think you believe.
Yeah.
I think you do. I honestly believe that about you guys. And I don't tend to, hang around, bad people. I don't want to be around negativity and all that bullshit. I've been through way too much of that. And I only want to do business with people I like, and I think, Jack here has been real nice. He's likable as fuck, okay? And so I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you understood, and I believe totally that you understood the whole line. It wasn't just part of it.
Sure.
It was the whole line.
Yeah.
And he, I'm not trying to kiss your butt, but I am letting you know, man, you did know the hardest questions.
Yeah.
You did understand. And I think that's hard to find, man. I'm not trying to blow him up to a raise, but I am trying to say it's hard to see a salesperson now who enjoys the product so much and feels it. He feels it. And you felt so good about that nutmeg, I had to try it. And so I'm telling you, man, I really don't feel like they told me the truth there, and I thought, this don't work, he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Right? But you believed it.
Yeah.
And so I tried, it's great. I've told 100 people today already, and it's early in the day. And so I plan on selling a lot of them myself, but that's a great product. But I would have never found that had you not have opened your mouth.
Sure.
Most times salespeople just don't do that. You already know, I'm not telling you anything.
No, it's true.
And they're going to hear you what was going to sell the fastest, which is D8, D9, that kind of stuff. But that was so different. And I'd been in this game so long that, you knew to tell me, hey man, try this right here, see what you think about this. And you showed me all the how to work it and everything. And it's printed on the packaging. It's brilliant packaging. The packaging looks good. Again, I'm not trying to blow it up. I'm here for it to talk about the white label. But you have a great product as well. And of course, we're going to list all that down below and all their contact info too, should you want to. Also, just please, if you got these white label questions,
I'll take phone calls 24/7.
Yeah, he can't wait to tell you how he can spend your money. He's not going to put you in the market. And more importantly, if you're a piece of shit, he's not going to work with you. You're a piece of shit, it's over. Just tell him. All right, he told you. That's the way it is. You've got good standards. So if you're bad, you got bad intent, don't even bother to call, man. They ain't got use for you. All right? So anything else we could do? Anything else you think that I didn't ask?
I think we covered most of the bases.
I think just real quick, the reason why it's so exciting to sell these kinds of products is because they are different and they do work. I've worked for other Delta brands in this space, and they are, a lot of it is a lot of the same, One of the reasons why I came over to this brand was because we were trying to create new markets, right? And that's what we've done with first the Amanita vape, then the Blue Lotus vape, and now with the Tripsticks Nutmeg vape. And innovative things like throwing the frequently asked questions on the inside of the packaging. That's the same thing we can do on a white label situation. We can absolutely customize packaging that makes it super educational and informative for retail consumers. But yeah, we're creating new markets inside of the alternative space, and that's why it's really exciting to sell them.
I'm impressed, man. I'm really blown away about vaping. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
But to know how you work with them to build their own brand. So really what you got here is the 101 version, all right? And if you really have specific questions, you're going to dial it down. They're more than willing to talk to you about it and try to help you build a brand. But more importantly, this will stop all the questions about, hey man, I'm trying to white label this, I'm trying to white label that, and then you're talking amongst yourselves, and apparently most of it's wrong. So go to the experts, go to the people who do this for a lot of other folks, but more importantly, build your own. And I think Preston, I think Jack can help you do it. So fellas, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we're going to be doing more for the rest of the day. We've got several lined up. We'll hit you back with them. And more importantly, all their info is down below. You want a white label, I brought them. Here they are. These are the people. All right, y'all. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye.
Cool.
As the industry continues to evolve, so will we, bringing you the latest trends, innovations, and stories from the front lines. Don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and industry peers to help us spread the word and continue to grow this community. Thank you for being a part of the Alternative Products Podcast.